For 7 years, he did not take a single step. Not one. Doctors said the damage was permanent. Physical therapists documented zero progress. His lower body showed no response to treatment, no reflexes, no improvement, no hope of recovery. And then one morning he stood up. No surgery, no new medication, no explanation medicine could agree on. This is a true miracle story, and it began long before he ever walked again. 7 years earlier, the accident happened in seconds. A fall, a sharp impact, a spinal injury that changed everything. When he woke up in the hospital, he couldn't feel his legs. Tests confirmed what no one wanted to say out loud. The paralysis was likely permanent. The injury had disrupted motor signals below the waist. He was in his early 30s, active, working, independent. Now, doctors were explaining wheelchairs, long-term therapy, and adjusting expectations. That phrase stayed with him, adjusting expectations. But for the next 7 years, he did everything right. He attended physical therapy multiple times a week. He followed rehabilitation protocols. He tried experimental exercises, electrical stimulation, and assisted movement training. Every session was recorded, every outcome measured. And every report said the same thing: no functional improvement. One physical therapist later admitted that his case became a reference point, a clear example of a non-recovering spinal injury. From a medical standpoint, there was nothing left to try. But emotionally, the toll was worse. He watched life move forward without him. Friends married, careers advanced, people moved on. He didn't stop believing, but belief became quiet, internal. Private faith for him wasn't loud declarations, it was survival. Then came the morning that changed everything. He had attended a small church service the night before. Nothing dramatic happened, no altar call, no public prayer, just a message about endurance, about trusting God when nothing changes. The next morning, at home, alone, he tried something he hadn't done in years. He placed his feet on the floor. Not to stand, just out of habit. Muscle memory, and something was different. Not strength, sensation. He felt pressure. Confused, he shifted his weight. His legs didn't collapse. Slowly, shaking, terrified of falling, he pushed up. And he stood, for the first time in 7 years. He didn't run, he didn't shout. He didn't even move. He just stood there, crying, afraid that if he breathed wrong, it would disappear. When he called his doctor later that day, they assumed he was mistaken. When he walked into the clinic unaided, no one spoke for several seconds. They ran tests, nerve conduction studies, reflex assessments, imaging. The same injury was there, but the function had returned. No medical explanation could fully account for it. The final report used cautious language. Unexpected recovery inconsistent with prognosis. Today, he walks, not perfectly, not effortlessly, but freely. His former therapist still keeps his old files. 7 years of documentation showing no improvement, followed by one date where everything changed. When asked how it happened, he never argues with science. He simply says, "I was paralyzed for 7 years, and then I wasn't." This isn't a story about denying medicine. It's a story about limits, about the space where human explanation ends and faith begins. Because sometimes the miracle isn't instant. Sometimes it's been waiting quietly for years.